What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, it's a little bit on the slower side this week as we kind of tune up for the Belmont. We got an off week this week, but very good racing and very good betting going to happen at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Let's go to Churchill Downs Race 10 on Saturday, June 1st. It's the Grade 3 Blame Stakes. Going a mile and eighth on the dirt, $275,000. The purse. It's a field of 11. Only 8 of them are most likely going to run. We're going to cover all 11, but I'll kind of tell you who's not going to run and why. But let's get to it. We'll go through one by one here, and we'll start with the number 1 Frosted Departure, who drew the rail here, coming off 2 straight victories, one an allowance at Keeneland, and then won a stakes on May 5th at Oaklawn, and did it very impressively. So 2 for 2 in the last 2 races there, and both wins were at 9-2, and I think you're going to get a pretty good price on him again. Kenny McPeak, obviously, he's hot right now, so he trains this one. And look, I think the horse has been up and down his whole career. At times he's looked very good, and at times he just hasn't showed up. Like 3 races back in the Razorback, didn't do anything. Ran an allowance at Oaklawn 4 races back, didn't do anything. 5 races back, won an allowance at Oaklawn and did it impressively. So his resume really seems to be impressive win or just doesn't run very well. So which one shows up today? I don't know. We'll just have to check it out here. The number 1 Frosted Departure. I think getting the rail probably means this horse is going to go to the front, especially since the other speed in the race is probably they're probably not going to run. I think that makes Frosted Departure the one that's on the lead. And will he be loose? I don't know. We'll see. I think he could be from this inside spot. Number 2 is Highland Falls. This is a horse that's coming out of back-to-back graded stakes races, a grade 1 San Diego handicap 2 races back where he was 4th, only beaten 2 3/4. And then last time out, Oaklawn handicap grade 2 event was 2nd, beaten 2 lengths, got beat by Skippy Longstocking in that spot, but ran pretty well behind him. Before that, had won 2 races in a row at Churchill and at Fairgrounds and Allowance Company. Look, the horses ran pretty well. I think he kind of showed that he's not maybe like a world beater. I think those races, San Diego handicap, Oaklawn handicap, they were kind of there for him. And there wasn't a whole lot of excuse, just wasn't quite good enough to get the job done, but this is an easier spot today. So that's the good news for him. Number 3 is War Campaign. This horse is coming off back-to-back second place efforts this season. Went to the Essex handicap, got beat 5 lengths by First Mission, who was pretty good, as we've seen, and then went to the Ben Ali next race and got beat 3 1/4 by Kingsbarns. He's not too bad either. So War Campaign also, a winner 3 races back at Oaklawn Park in the mud in a stakes race. So this is a horse you've seen in these races before. He usually is there. And he usually is a threat to round out the exactas or tries, and that's probably the case again here, coming off back-to-back second-place efforts against similar company to what he's going to face today. The number 4 is Uncle Jake. I would not expect him to run. He ran an allowance race just 5 days ago. Well, 5 days ago from when Saturday will be. Yesterday, actually, as I record this. He ran Monday as I record this on a Tuesday. He was, he's not going to run. I could just skip him. He is most likely not going to run here. The number 5 is Tapit Trice. That's right. Tapit Trice is back. Maybe, hopefully. He was entered to run at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Oaks Day and scratched. He is entered here. It's a much better spot for him. He would have had to take on First Mission in that spot. And here, he has to take on a little bit of a weaker field for sure. I mean, you look at this horse, there was a time, obviously, when he had 4 straight wins coming into the Kentucky Derby, each win better than the last. You look at the Maiden, the Allowance, the Tampa Bay Derby, and the Bluegrass, each of those wins better than the last, and you kind of thought, well, here he goes. He's in a great spot. He's doing well. Maybe this is the time that he breaks through and gets another grade 1 win in the Kentucky Derby. And he did little running. The Belmont, it seemed like he had every chance. Just couldn't quite get there. He didn't run at all in the Haskell, and the Travers seemed like he had every chance. They kind of ran away from him. So I don't know what he is. I don't think this is a great sign that they're starting him off here. I think if Todd Pletcher really liked this horse, he would be up at Saratoga or Belmont or Aqueduct, I should say, wherever they're at in that New York circuit, and he would be prepping for something like that. Instead, it seems like they're going to go the Stephen Foster route, maybe with Tapit Trice. We'll see as this is a prep for the Stephen Foster in general there at Churchill. I don't think it's a good sign he's here, but maybe he's going to mature as a 4-year-old. I don't know. I still believe the talent is there with this horse, but it's not as high as I once thought it was. I will put it that way. I don't think he's quite as good as what I thought he could be. But look, this is a race. Honestly, if he's improved, if he's doing well, if he's ready to run up the layoff, he should win, right? But I don't have a lot of confidence that he's going to do that. The number 6 is Dreamlike. This is an interesting horse for me here. Look, I mean, this horse has kind of been a weird one, is how I would describe it. He has 8 starts, just 1 victory in those 8 starts, yet he's, third in the Wood. And that 1 win, obviously just a maiden. He was second in the Pennsylvania Derby, so like he has big races on his page. It just doesn't happen very often. Last time out, ran off of the layoff after a disappointing 8th in the Breeders' Cup. Ran an allowance at Keeneland, was 3-5, got beat a neck, but usually that second start for him is a little bit better. I think he'll be okay here. Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard for the second straight race, so that's a good sign as well. Look, I think if you like him, there's reasons to play him here. And I think, I have a hard time getting a read on his talent level. Is he just a decent horse? Is he a good horse? Is he, at times he jumps up and runs really big races. Is he just inconsistent? I'm not sure. I have a hard time with him every time he enters, but look, he's here. If he runs his best race, he's got a shot for sure to win, because this is not that tough of a company. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go to the number 7, Classic Causeway. He's another one that ran on Monday, on Memorial Day. He's not going to run in this spot. By the way, Classic Causeway has come back to just not be great. 3 straight races here, 3 straight losses. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe back to the turf with him. We'll see. But he won't run in this one. Number 8 is Last Samurai. This horse was a good horse at one time. At Oaklawn, was able to win the Razorback, was able to win the Essex, was second by a head in the Oaklawn Handicap. This was last year I'm talking about. They kind of faded off a little bit. This year shows up with a new barn, 6 beaten 13.5, 6 beaten 11 3/4. I don't see a whole lot of things to like about him. So he'll be a long shot here. He just seems to have fallen off form. His last 4 races aren't good. He's going to have a form. Actually, I should say his last 5 really haven't been very good. He needs a form reversal. All right, let's keep going here. The number 9 is Cagliostro. This is an interesting horse for Cherie DeVoe. Came off of a long layoff last time out and beat Dreamlike in that allowance race at Keeneland that I talked about. Pretty good prep. Should step up and run better. Second off the layoff here. We kind of saw this horse last year in some of the smaller derbies. Indiana Derby got 3rd. The Smarty Jones at Parks got 2nd. Oklahoma Derby got 5th. Cagliostro just kind of was around. Just couldn't quite get the job done in some of those spots where you thought maybe he should. Really good start, I thought, to get the win over Dreamlike in that allowance at Keeneland. Let's see if this horse progresses. I think this is a decent spot. I think that he can compete here. I think he can hit the board for sure. I don't know if he gets up to win it, but let's see what he does here. I think he will be interesting. All right, couple more, but really only one more. The number 10 is 5-Star General. This is another horse that ran yesterday on Memorial Day. He actually won that allowance race pretty nicely. This is a big scratch because I do think he would have been the speed of the race. I think they would have tried to get him to the front. So he's out. So most likely, like I said, I don't think any of those horses are coming back on just 5 days rest. So that leaves us with the number 11 Trademark. This horse last time out in the Ali Sheba did nothing. 2 races back in the Pegasus World Cup did nothing. But you look 3 races back, he won the Clark and he beat First Mission by a nose and what was a great race. He may have just jumped up and ran big that day. Maybe the true him is just kind of one that's around. I think he will run better than he did last time out in the Ali Sheba. How much better? I'm not quite sure. Second race off of a little bit of a layoff, so should see improvement, but far outside post, not great for him. I don't know. His form may be declining a bit when you look at this. This is a big race for him. He needs to run, even if he doesn't win, he needs to run well. He kind of needs to show his connections. He's still got what it takes to run in races like this. So, all right, that is the field of 11. That'll probably be cut down to 8. What a toughie. I all these horses really look similar to me. I almost went with Dreamlight just because it's like, yeah, he's just a weird horse, but maybe this is going to be his big race coming up. Frosted Departure, loose on the lead. I was thinking about a little bit as well. At the end of the day, I did go number 2, Highland Falls on top. So number 2, Highland Falls will be the top pick here. Look, I just kind of think the San Diego handicap and Oakland handicap, they just featured horses a little bit better than what we've been seeing some of these other horses up against, except maybe for the number 3 War Campaign. I think that's another horse that has been facing tougher, but I just kind of looked through his past performances, just didn't like him quite as well. So I went number 2, Highland Falls on top here for Brad Cox. I think a little bit of a class drop here will be the trick, and I think he'll show up and run a pretty good race here at Churchill. All right, guys, that'll do it for our preview of the Blame live Saturday, June 1st at Churchill Downs. That'll be race 10. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. If you're looking for free win picks, I should say, for every track every day, make sure to check out the website, racingdudes.com, and click on the free picks. If you're looking for exactas, tries, pick threes, pick fours, pick 5 plays, all the more lucrative plays, you can check out the premium products page. We got you covered for everything you might need there. All right. Most importantly, good luck if you're playing Churchill Downs on Saturday.